Alrighty, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is just a revisions video. I just wanted to go over the microcontroller to show the changes that I had to make. So, as you saw in the end of the last video, I doubled all these outputs. And I was even asking myself, I'm like, why am I doubling all the outputs? I already have them. Why am I doubling them? That's silly. So I ended up having to delete the doubling of all the outputs. So let me show you. Right? Remember I had that whole second row here? So we only have the main, we only need one output for the GPS XY, and we only need one output for the pixel XY, and that's it. Okay? So we're outputting the pixel XY and we're reading the pixel XY again. We're outputting the GPS XY and then we're reading it in a separate microcontroller. Whew, that was a lot of work. So what I then ended up having to do, this is our distance sensor. Alright? Pretty easy. It reads the distance. When we're within 50, I'm probably going to turn that down to like 20. But when we're within 50 of our waypoint, what it does is it sends out a signal and it'll switch, right? It goes to the up-down counter and it switches 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then what I ended up doing was added a reset switch, just like I had to do down here. I just had to add a reset switch. So once it gets to the last waypoint, it'll then reset itself and the ship will then go to the first waypoint. So that's how we're able to go in a loop, essentially. And then I added another panel which just allows me to scroll up and down on the waypoints. So we can manually select, I can manually select the waypoints if I want to, which I thought was pretty cool. I just have to run those through a toggle because, yeah. All right. So we can then run that through. Right, as you recall, when you press the buttons, they're a little sensitive, so that's why I turn them into toggles, into push to toggle, and then that way it's just one. It'll go off to on, and then you press it again, it'll go on to off, or whatever. And that way we can scroll through our active waypoints. So then the last thing I want to do is I'm actually going to print on the screen somewhere what our active waypoint is. So what I can do, that's kind of the final revision. I wanted to do just two more inputs, number input, and then this is going to be active X, and this one here is going to be our number, and this is going to be active Y. Like there's really, at this point in time, there's no end, you know, I mean we could just keep going and going and going, and then now here this is, we need to go 17 channels. So channel 16 and channel 17 are going to be active X and active Y. Then we can go back into here and we can say, we can just copy these two for now. And we can call this one active X, and we can say active Y, and this will be 16 and channel 17. And then we could print those on the screen somewhere. So let me update this, and then what I need is I deleted it, or my engine stats. Is it this one here? No, it was this one here, was the thinner one. I deleted it. I just need that for the little bit of code. Yeah, so it was just a little, I just wanted to do just a little revision. And then what I'll do is I'll just work on this a little bit more, and then maybe what I'll do is I'll put it on the workshop. I'll put a link to it on the workshop, because I know it's a lot, and if you're not following through and you don't really know how to problem solve when you're working through something like this, you're going to get lost, and you can have all the code and you can pretend to have all these connections here, and you can pretend to send it out to the GPS, but all it takes is one misconnection and you're screwed, and you don't know how to finish it, right? That's basically what happened to me. That's why it's been taking me so long, is that I had a couple of XY's reversed, and then I had this value that was wrong and that value that was wrong. And yeah, so it's just taken a little bit. Active X, and this one here, active Y, and then what I want to do is we're going to go in by one, and then down. Let's put it at the bottom left corner of the screen. So if we went to 80, if we went to put this one to 80, and let's see, the text box, and then text, and then height a line, and then vertical line. Is that what just X, Y, and then text, right? X, Y, width, height, and then text. So our width, yeah, okay, and then this could be like 86. Okay, now if I update that, now we need to connect our active XY. So our active XY actually, we already are getting here. This is our active XY, but we actually want to recall it from, our waypoint output. So this here is our waypoint output, right? Active Y, I know I had to do it in a whole separate, so basically what happens is that when we get close to our waypoint, right, it sends an on signal, and then that on signal just tells, okay, which values to go on, first, second, third, and fourth, and that's it. And then it outputs it to the GPS. And so we bridge it all together, and this is how we connect it to our GPS. All right, so I'm going to save this here. I'm going to spawn that in, and I just want to see how it prints. It's going to be a bit loud here. Just see how it prints, and then I'll head out, and we'll see how it wants to work. So it should, there we go. So that's our first waypoint right there. And then if I turn the GPS on, let's see. Here, well, it's been storming like the whole time I've been doing this. There we go. Now we should go out, and once we get to our first waypoint, you'll see. This is our distance. This is how close we are to our first waypoint. And then it should switch, and those numbers should switch. Yeah, you see it switched to waypoint B, and now we're gonna go to waypoint B. Wow, this is so cool. Because I'm thinking, like, if I'm fishing, right, I could just set this up and then that's it. Go AFK or whatever. Set it up for a helicopter, an aircraft. Like, this is so handy. All right, so then we're gonna get within 50. And now it's changed again, and it's given us the next coordinates, the active coordinates. See that? And there we go again. Oh, it's taken a long time, but I'm finally here, and I'm so happy. Now I gotta put this all together into a box that you can just plant on your builds. That's what I need to do next. Put it all together in one box. And then, so what I also have done, we'll see, I'll give it a minute. It needs to go to the last waypoint, right? Because we've only gone to 3 waypoints. There we go. Perfect. Ooh, the lightning. There we go. Now we're going back to our first waypoint. So now we're able to go in a complete circle. Now I just make sure that it can go from here back to the first waypoint, which it should reset in here. This to me is so cool. Now what I can do is I can set up trucks, and I can expand the waypoint system, and I can send trucks out, say, to the oil rigs, and they can give me a signal when they're there. You know, I can do all kinds of stuff, right? But this is just the beginning of where we're going to go with this. Oh, there we go. Now it goes to 1. So now we're in a continuous loop. So now what I want to do is I want to slow this down. And I want to see 2 things. One, can we scroll the map without it changing our active XY? We can. And then we just reset it and reset it. And now, oh yes, and that switches our waypoint. 2, 3, 4. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's going to pretty well do it for there. It's now finally complete. What I can do is maybe just expand. Maybe I'll expand on the waypoint system and just figure that out. Because there is room in the code. We could probably go up to probably maybe 8. I can probably double it. We'll probably go to 8 waypoints, which works. I think it would work a little bit better. You know, it depends on what the players want or whatever you want. But that is essentially that. I know it kind of went forwards, and then we went backwards, and then we went forwards again. I've never designed anything like this before, so this was like a first time roll through. And so for me, it was a first time roll through, and that's why it's so big and confusing. What I'm going to do now is I'll add it to my build, and I'll play around with it. And eventually, what that's going to do is, yeah, I'll just add it to my builds and play around with it. Oops, I don't need that, or that, or that. It all works. I don't even need that. Really, I just need the distance sensor. That's all this is my distance. Distance to waypoint. That's the only thing we need for this. Oh, and then GPS on. Let's see. This is our autopilot on, and then this is our. This will be monitor, and then this will be waypoint. Waypoint active. There we go. And then what was this? Was nothing, right? This was nothing. And I want to say the light was nothing, and this was nothing either. That was nothing, and that was nothing. So this is our map zoom here, right? Map zoom. Okay, so now what I should do is I should make a box. Let's make a box here. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and first we need the grand microcontroller. I'll paste that there. Okay, and then we need the secondary microcontroller. All right, and then we need pretty well do we need this one too? That's the GPS. This is the map. All right, so we need this one here. Copy that. I don't know if I should put, maybe I will put the autopilot in there as well. It's not my autopilot, and I'm not saying it's my autopilot, okay? I got the autopilot, someone else built it and put it on the workshop. And I just happen to be using it. So that's why I've been hesitant to link it in the builds, because it's not my product. I don't have permission to, you know what I mean? I don't have permission from the creator. I have permission from the creator to use it on my builds because I got it off the workshop, but I don't have permission from the creator to share it with others. But hey, you know what? It's been on the workshop for a while, so. What is that public domain? So there's that. We need that. That's the autopilot. Let's see. We'll paste that and I'll merge that. What else do we need? We need these here. Cut that. Okay, and essentially this is just this is the switch. This is where you switch from. All right, paste that, merge that. Just give me a moment here. Let's see. All right, so we got that. Then what else do we need? We need, now I just need all the outputs. Oh, we want the GPS on there too. We may as well have the GPS on there as well. And that way it's like an all-in-one. It's an all-in-one. So all you need to do is connect, I'll show you here, This is our out, our GPS out is here. Maybe what I'll do is I'll put these on top. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then now what do we need? We need our GPS button. I will paste that. Let's see, I'll merge this. So this is our auto waypoint. This is our activate. Waypoint out. All right, and then you're going to connect your waypoint out to here. No, to the rudder. So we don't have an off value. So the off value can be a custom input. Right? So you want a custom input, you don't want to use this contraption, you just put in your own XY. That's what we're going to be connecting here. So yeah, I guess good luck unpacking. What was this button here? This is our waypoint button. Let's take that. We'll paste that and let's merge that. And then this is our map zoom. That, merge there, and then what do we need? What else do we need now? I'm not actually using this one, that's just a regular map. Compass, which we need to connect to the GPS, so I may as well have the compass on here too. That's hilarious. It's like it's its own station. You could just use that. Okay, and then this here we're gonna have this is gonna be our custom location. Yeah, that's what we'll do. This, yeah, let's see. This could be our off, our because you're gonna need your rudder, right? So I know the steering goes out. Where is it? This is steering that comes out to there. So we should have one more switch for our steering. Okay, I'm gonna add that onto here somewhere. Right, we should have one more switch for our steering. For our rudder, and then that way, this rudder. See if I can grab it. This steering here can be our on, our off, and then just all you have to do is just connect the seat to there, and then so when we turn it on, that's going to be our active waypoint out, and we may as well turn the rudder on at that point as well. Right? You see how that works, and then that way you can still manually control your rudder. And then, where's the output B is our Y. So let me find out which is which. That's Y. So output B. Can be our passive Y, and then output A. Now, it kind of gets a little, the reason why I have the waypoint selector on there, and I'll have to add to it, is the distance sensor it scales up depending on the distance. So if it's always reading this distance in here. So that's where I was getting confused. And when I selected the first waypoint, it was telling me that I was too close to it, and then it would, anyways, yeah, so. All right, so that's that. So all you have to do is enter in your auto wherever you want to go to, and then you can turn it on. This is if this is our active waypoint out, I could probably send that to route A as well, and then we don't need, that eliminates one button. And now let me just connect it all, make sure it's all connected together. Through there, and that way if you drag it apart, all these are going to be connected to themselves, and then you just have to connect one single element, and it'll work. Yeah, and now the last thing I want to do is also with the waypoints, I want to print down here, I want to print which waypoint it is, whether it's waypoint A, B, C, or D. So what I then need to do is I wonder what I would need to do for that. It's either that or I draw. It draws the circle. And then I have the XA, I have our locations of where each circle is. And I could do this, instead of active XY, I could just print this value. Let's see. Let's see how that would work. So if I took this, and then, because this is all part of this if custom route. So this text box is going to be actually XA, and this is going to be YA. And then we could make it, it doesn't have to be 60 long. It can actually be We'll make it half. That would just make it 30. Let's see. Copy that. And then this would be B, C, and D. Right? C. And then this way, at the waypoints, it'll print the coordinates to each waypoint. Do we want that? No. No, we don't want that. We could just say A, B, C, and D, to be honest. We could just get rid of this here, and we can just say A. Oh, I gotta change my keyboard over. We can just do that. For each waypoint. So I'm going to save. Whoops, I'm going to save this here. Let's update it, and then let's get out of this workbench because I'm just going to spawn it in the ocean. Let's go over here to the. Just take a look at it. It's always multiple. You know, it always takes a while, right? You get into a build, and it takes hours to get the base of it built, and then you still have to build off of that, right? We still have to go to radar and to 3D navigation for space. So there's still a lot of calibrating and a lot of figuring out. Fortunately, we have an XY value, so we're able to maneuver now. Now it's just a matter of, like with space, I'll have to add the Z value onto there, right? That's what I want to do. I want to be able to launch and go to space and then travel in a circle in space. I think that would be so cool. Alright, so we're just going to spawn the boat in here. And that's just because it'll be better. Yeah, it just spawns on the ground. It's not going to capsize with this huge thing on the front, right? And then, so what we're going to do is we'll turn it on. We'll turn the monitor on. We'll turn the zoom to maybe 3. All right, and then let's say this. A, B, C, and D. Oh, you know why? It needs to be the pixel XY and not the world AY. It needs to be the pixel AY. Whoops, my bad. So the pixel AY doesn't actually come back in, or does it? Let's see, it does come back in. Yeah, that's supposed to be what this is. Oh, maybe it has to do with the size of the text box. Yes, it does. Because I'm telling it to draw a text box there, and then we're defining the size. It really needs to be like, it could be 10 instead of 30. Maybe that's why. This is trying to center it in that space. They're what? They're 4 pixels wide? 4 pixels wide, so that's 4. Yeah, so it's about 12. Oh, we could even go 14. That's all I could think of, and then our alignment. Parameters are omitted. The text will be drawn top left by default. Text will automatically wrap at spaces when possible. Overflow top and bottom specified. It's too large. All right. I see. So instead of being in the center of the box, it'll be in the top left. Okay, so that's probably. I'll save this here. see what it does. Oh yeah, okay. So it could probably even be smaller. It could probably even be smaller than that. Dimensions. I'm making the box 14. Let's just make it the standard. Because I'm thinking 4 pixels, 4 pixels, 4 pixels. We should actually be 12. But let's just, I don't know, let's just go 6. Or 8 maybe. Or it's actually not drawing the, it's just drawing that. That's, I keep forgetting that. It's just drawing that. So, make it 1 pixel wider. There we go. It's not drawing the quotations. It's just drawing the actual character. Duh. Alright, so we set our map zoom, we turn on the monitor, we turn on our waypoint out, and then we say A, there we go, B, C, and D. And now what we want to do is, now our rudder should be turning, which it is. It's telling us to go to that waypoint because we have that turned on, right? If we turn it off, it's going to say 0. It's going to go to wherever, let's say, let's tell it to go here. I should be able to enter that into there, and it should, yep, just like that. Perfect. And now if I had the rudder connected, if I had the seat, the rudder connected to, let's say A and D, and that's the off value. The on value, that's right, because it's reading the off value into the GPS. So there is no 0 value. Is that right? There is no 0 value. Let's see. Yeah, there is no 0 value. I'm gonna have to change that. Actually, I'm gonna have to change this input. So into the GPS, we have our target X and our target Y. There shouldn't actually be an off value into there. There we go. And that way it's only going to, so then we would need another switch. We would need another switch for that. I think that's right. What's going on? Oh, because it's 0, 0. Where's my steering? Oh, my steering is still coming from that. Whoops. Output B, let's try this again. Output B, and then output A is there, and now my steering should come from there. So steering goes into there, which is our on value, and then our off value, and then this has to go out. This has to go out to the rudder. Yes, there we go, and now that should be, I should be able to sit in the seat and steer manually. Yes, I can. And then what I should do is I should have a switch just for the rudder. Yes, there we go. So I didn't need to eliminate that one there. And this is our rudder. Yes. Perfect. So that is going to do it now. That is fully set up. So if I choose a spot, which we still have, okay. Let's see, first off, if I just sit down in here, right? I can control the boat manually. If I turn on the rudder switch and put in a destination. Now it's good. Now we have basic, right? And we can say, okay, cool. So now I'm going and whatever. Then okay, now I want to use the autopilot. All right. As soon as you turn the waypoint active, it should switch here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we can take a look at this. Yeah, and now it's wanting to take us to waypoint 1. 1307, whatever. Yeah, which is our outputs. Cool. So that's that. That is basically that. Now, the last thing I wanted to do was we can switch through our outputs. Here. So I want to edit that panel. And then I'll upload this to the workshop. And then you guys can use it. So this is a waypoint select. And then this will be waypoint select as well. And then what I want to do is I want to output this in here. I want to output the waypoint, either 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, or D. So I don't know how I can get it to show a this might be difficult here. What I'd like to do is on 2 here, if this was like a 7 segment. Or not a 7 segment, if this was a indicator, dial, arrow switch. Yeah, 7 segment. I guess it has to be numbers or on off. That's it, eh? Channel 2, okay, so that'll tell me which waypoint, probably 1, 2, 3, or 4 that we're at here. Probably. Yes, gotcha. Okay. So because we have the panel coming in here, we need another composite to go out. Out to composite. Out to waypoint. Switch panel. And that's going to be an output there. And that's here. And now what we want to do is we can probably read this. We can probably read this number. So now we need a composite right number, and this is going to be channel 2. And then we can take that and put it there, and that to there, and that should be able to go out to the 7 segment as is. This should go out to the 7 segment like that. And then it should be when we select it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it doesn't show partial numbers. Ew, it won't show decimals. Won't show decimals. Huh. Oh boy. Okay, so we just need constant numbers then. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and number that goes to our off, and if that goes to our oh no, oops. Just have it go to itself, right? There we go. Just like that. And then that means this has to come out when the waypoint is active, or yeah, I guess this can come out when the waypoint is active. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's try that. Ooh, part 5. Very exciting. And then I'm going to get back to, I still have to finish draining the rig, which I'll do today, and then we'll get back to this classic career series. I was getting bored, and I wanted a something to do. Oh, all the numbers are 0, aren't they? I don't think I set up the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now I have to change in the script here. So it all lines up. Oh, this thing is so fancy. I wonder why it keeps... Either it's too sensitive or it's too sensitive. Oh, because I push it and then it goes to a toggle, right? Maybe I'll get rid of that. Maybe it'll be smoother this way. And perhaps I'll turn the sensitivity down on the actual button itself. Oh, we can't turn the sensitivity down on the button. I just find that sometimes when you look at if I click with the mouse, it's giving me like more than just a single click. All right, turn that on. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. See that? Oh, that could be a distance. That could be a distance thing. Yeah, that's a distance thing. I'll respawn that. I guess I didn't have to respawn it. It would just reset here. Let's see here. Let's go there, and then there, and then there, and then there. That's a pretty... See how fast it is? Jeez, this button. That's why I try and slow it down with the toggle. I shouldn't have to. This is off to on. Oh, I see. This is our waypoint selector. Off to on. once, not 2 or 3 times. I don't know what's going on. Oh. I can't see waypoint 1 being that close. I guess it could be that close. Oh, it's because the way I have it set up in there, but it won't. Oh my goodness, this is so stupid. This waypoint selector. Why are you explains a lot. Do I have to set it up another way? Jumps between 3 and 4. Why do you just jump between 3 and 4? .5 and 2, and then it's supposed to go to 2.5. Oh boy. It's the problem I'm having with these stupid buttons. So what else can I do then? What else can I do? It's a push button, so when you push it, it should go once. But it's going on and on. It's like giving me a double pulse, I think. I don't know. You know? So it's too sensitive. Is it too sensitive for me to go directly in there? Or I just have to try, I just have to be really careful. All right, well, anyways, I mean, that's whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Is what it is. Yeah, you see that? It won't let me choose. Won't let me choose number 2 or number 1. It's like the signal that it's getting. You see, the signal that it's getting is too fast. The signal that it's getting is too fast. So I actually have to change this now from an arrow button just to a button. And then this just has to be a button. And then this just has to be a button. And then this just has to be a button, which is so stupid. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then that means I need another panel. Another panel. Just for the number. 7 segment. Yeah, that can go out on channel 3. now in here. Huh, now how's that gonna work? It's the same, it's the same, it's the same, it's the same. It's the same. Frustrating. It's the same. Right? Alright, run this into the off. And then I say constant number. And then that would have to be 0.5, is it? That would be 0.5. And that would be the on number. And that would go to there. And that would come through there. Holy, what, talk about confusing. Talk about confusing. That's what we're gonna have to do. And then this is 1. This is 1.5. And then this will be 2. Too complicated for a video game. Too complicated for a video game. Oh, go on. 3 and 4. Holy moly, moly, moly. All right, let's see if that's gonna work. Okay, so I'm able to push the fancy buttons and send the number through. Oh, but it doesn't stay. It doesn't stay. Oh, channel 2, not channel 3. I'll change that channel 3. Because I'm giving it a temporary signal. Maybe maybe these need to be toggle buttons instead of push buttons. Yeah, because we have to, let's see, no, because if we switch it, on the other side, oh my goodness. Yeah, these need to be toggled up. Right? Let's just make them flip switches. So I'm done with this. Alright. It has to be like that. Now we're going to our first waypoint. Yeah, that goes back to the first waypoint. Okay, cool. So now we can select waypoint 1, waypoint 2, waypoint 3, waypoint 4. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. And then that's how we can force ourselves to each waypoint. Waypoint 1. Yeah, whatever. And waypoint 4. Basically, that's the basic idea. That's the basic idea there. I didn't actually see if it printed the number on here. I'll check. Let me save it. Let's see if it printed the number on there. It's still on the ship. I should have just taken it off the ship, right? Let's see. Huh. I don't know what's wrong with that. It wants to stick here. Alright, well, let me change these back to push buttons and see if I still get the having fun, hey? What do we? What's the runtime on this one? Holy, another hour just mucking about in Stormworks here. So we got our waypoints. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not too sure what's going on now. I've totally messed up. I totally, absolutely messed this thing up here. All I wanted to do is so it passes those values through to here. That's all I wanted to do, is just print me a number. I don't know why it has to be so complicated. The constant number comes out of here. Which is our threshold, but that shouldn't matter. 0.5, 1.5, and 2. Oh, but it's going on and then it's going back off again, right? So I should be forcing it, this one on, off. I have to turn this switch off to turn this one on, right? I think that's the problem here. So if we want to manually force it to a waypoint, we have to turn one of these, any one of these on, but I don't know. So these can be flip switches. Notice that? It's not giving me any number less than 3. Which is this number here, which is this number here. It's like it's not even recognizing the other two. The other 2 waypoints. Push that one. And all it's supposed to do is turn that on. Oh, but maybe I see. Oh no, because it's giving it that constant number of 0.5. Let's see if it's giving me switch chords. Was I using them? I was not. Okay. There we go. I just want to see if it's going to turn this light on. I see how much diesel fuel I've used. A good thing I saved it. I used about 60,000, lost about 60,000 liters just trying to test this thing. Yeah, it's giving me a signal, so I don't know why it's not reading, it's not outputting onto the 7 segment, the signal. Right? It gave me an on signal here, which means that should be on. That goes to off, that goes to off, that goes to off. Yeah. Off value, off value, off value, output. Start channel 3. Goes out to the panel. So why isn't it printing the number 1. Instead, it's only printing the number 3. This number here. Channel 3, channel 4, channel 2, channel 1. So let me check the segments then. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Waypoint 1. Okay. There. Now the only number it can output is the number 1. And it's giving me a number 0. Yeah, it won't even give me a readout on that. Why? Why? Makes no sense. It doesn't make any sense. This is on. Yeah, let's do that. I should be getting. I don't know. Like I say, it's too complicated for video games. Alright, well it gave me 1 that time. Okay. But if I switch box off, switch box off, switch box off, and we'll try this. Shouldn't be losing that signal. Yeah, I'll lose it. So there you have it. I can't bridge this number for some reason. I can't bridge this constant number. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Well, I'm sorry for that. It's so stupid it doesn't make any sense. So, can't do it that way either. So, we'll just do it a different way. We'll just do it a different way where these have to be yeah, because you're either getting a constant number from here or you're getting a constant number from here. That's why these have to be toggle switches. And they send it through here. So then what we need to do is, instead of this, I'll just get just write on-offs. There you right, so you see the problem there? You see the problem? It wouldn't let me run that number through. So you could have this whole design and everything else, and then for whatever reason, it'll say no dice. And that's not our fault. That's a logic. That's a game. That should be a logic. All right, so then we'll update that. That's there, so these have to be indicators. Indicator, and this can be 4, 3, and 2, and 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's, maybe I had that wrong. We'll find out right now. Okay, waypoint 4, waypoint 1, waypoint 2, waypoint 3, waypoint 4. Even here, we're getting a positive signal on waypoint 3. I don't know, 3 is just throwing out a constant on signal. This here. 1.5. 1.5. Must have something. Oh. See what's going on now. Yeah, it's stuck on 1.5. Oh, now is that? Hold on a second. It's stuck on 1.5, but I thought it would reset when I thought it resets when I put in my first waypoint. No, it doesn't reset. Oh, that explains it. Okay, so it's supposed to reset. Oh, it resets when it goes to the maximum threshold. Yeah. Or what? Or what? Should have a or in there. Should have an or in there somewhere. See, this is kind of when you start configuring everything together, and because it's comparing 0, 0 with 0, 0, and it's saying, oh, you're within that distance, so it starts counting up automatically. I thought I had that in here. solve, but apparently I don't. So I have to have an OR switch on the reset here. Like I probably need, let's see, what do we have coming in here? When we turn it on, not the monitor button, but the waypoint A button is here. That maybe is what we need, is a push button to reset it. Let's see if that's going to do it. So we have to reset that value to 0 or 0.5 to 0, I guess. Once it hits the first waypoint, it'll count to 0.5, right? So if I press that. Oh, and that has to be, it's a constant on signal, so now it needs to be a toggle there. So you see how it reset it there? Let's see, it has to be toggle to push. Okay, so let's figure it out. So it didn't really matter when we were on the boat because it would skip the first waypoint. Go to the second waypoint, the third waypoint, and then it will make its way around. Okay, so turn that on. Turn that on. Down here. There we go. Now it's saying, hey, we're going to go to the first waypoint. Now we're going to go to the second waypoint. Now we're going to go to the third waypoint. Now we're going to go to the fourth waypoint. That's just to force it to go to all 4 waypoints. That's all we tried to do. It will automatically go to the first waypoint, then the second waypoint, then the third waypoint, and the fourth waypoint. And then in this way we can select which waypoint we want to go to. All right, so that is going to do it. That is the final. Now, let's take it and let's take this here. I'll put it on the workshop here. So that way you guys can, I don't know, take a look at it, whatever. Complain that it doesn't work, you know. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeepers. Can't forget all the electronics. Why would it? Hey, there we go. Now is that everything? Yes, it is. All right, so we're gonna go new vehicle. Yes, and what's that one there? Oh, that's probably where it was. I'm just gonna paste it. Switch cords. Yeah, that's out to. All right. Well, there you have it. It works. Works. There it is. It's very complicated. 4 waypoints, so I'll have to expand on it a little bit. And I'm going to save this here as waypoint map scroll screen. Okay, and then I'll add this to the workshop. Upload new vehicle. There we go. And this is going to be, we'll say multi-vehicle and vehicle functionality exploration, and we'll just put it as work in progress. All right, so that's on the workshop. I'll add that link to the description in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, subscribing. You're all awesome. That's going to do it. And now we can continue on our classic career journey. Yes, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.